Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to use the Edwin Washington Project's mapping application. When I open the mapping application, I will be presented with a splash screen here, and I can click anywhere to close it. If I have any questions about how to use the application, there are more instructions here on the side, but I can close this for now. Here in the middle, we have the map. This contains all of our data. The map has several built-in functions. In the lower left corner here we have a scale bar. As I zoom in and out, the scale bar will update. In the lower right corner I have a zoom option, so I can zoom in with plus, zoom out with minus. But I can also zoom using my mouse's scroll wheel. Above that we have location. This will center the map on your location. You need to have location services enabled on your device. And above that we have reset map orientation. On my computer, if I right click on my mouse and hold, I can drag the map orientation. So here we can see now that north is pointing to the left. If I click this, it will reset so that north is pointing up. In the top right, we have additional tools here. I can expand this to see a little bit more about them. Here at the top we have search. Here I can search for addresses or points of interest like you would with any navigation application. For example, I can search for Hamilton, Virginia, and it will center the map on that location. Below this we have initial view. This will reset the map to its default extent. Below this we have our layers list. The map has 4 layers: located schools, approximate schools, methods of travel, and Loudoun County's boundary. As you can see here, approximate schools is turned off by default. I can tell this because the eyeball has a slash through it. If I want to turn a layer off, the eyeball icon will appear and I can click to turn it off. I can click again to turn it on. Below this, we have our base map gallery. Here you can change the base map to be more relevant to what you are looking to do. For example, here we can look at terrain or navigation routes. By default, the base map is set to satellite imagery. When I click on a feature on the map, it's going to open a pop-up. That pop-up will have more information about that feature. For example, I've clicked on Airmont School. Airmont School contains a photo which will be displayed at the top, along with additional information. I can get directions from my location. This will open up a link in Google Maps. And I can learn more about the school on the Edwin Washington Project's website. If the school was torn down or otherwise destroyed and rebuilt on the same location, a record will appear here so I can learn more about it. In the top right, we have a legend. The legend describes what each symbol means on the map. For example, I can see here that this solid yellow line is a school bus route. Here we have our method of travel table. This contains a list of all the methods of travel that a student would have taken to get to their school. If I click on a row here in the table, it will filter the map so that only that method of travel is shown, and the map will zoom to it. I can click as many of these as I want, and you can see that the map will zoom to the extent. If I click on it again, that will deselect and then reset the map when nothing is selected. On the left, we have our filter menu, which I can pin. The filters will allow you to limit what is shown on the map based on what you're interested in knowing more about. For example, maybe I want to see all schools that have 2 rooms or 3 rooms. But I'm also interested in if these 2 or 3 room schoolhouses had water. It looks like no, none of them do. But maybe they had electricity. Okay. Here I can see that this is This is a 2-room schoolhouse that had electricity. So you can use these filters to ask a question and quickly find an answer. I can reset filters. Finally, at the top, we have a header here that has links to the Edwin Washington website so you can learn more about the program.